At least it's as close as you can get with these things. Well, at any rate, the two different voices on the tapes, I would say, are probably separate personalities. Probably. Well, I wouldn't want to swear to the recorder. In fact, the variance is really pretty minimal. Minimal, Karis repeated dully. Well, there goes the ball game, he thought. And, Frank, what about the gibberish? He asked. Is it any kind of language? Frank chuckled. What's funny? Asked the Jesuit moodily. Is this really some sneaking psychological testing, Father? What do you mean? Well, I guess you got your tapes mixed around or something. Frank, is it a language or not? Oh, I'd say it was a language. Dumbfounded. Karis stiffened. Are you kidding? No, I'm not. What's the language? It's English. For a moment, Karis stared blankly. And when he spoke, there was an edge to his voice. Frank, we seem to have a very poor connection. Or would you like to let me in on the joke? You got the tape recorder there? It was sitting on Karis's desk. Yes, I do. Has it got a reverse play position? Why? Has it got one? Just a second. Irritable, Karis set down the phone and took the top off the tape recorder to check it. Yes, it's got one, Frank. So what's this all about? Put your tape on the machine and play it backward. What? You've got gremlins. Frank chuckled good-naturedly. Listen, play it and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night, Father. Night, Frank. Have fun. Oh, yeah, right. Karis hummed. He looked baffled. He hunted up the gibberish tape and placed it into the recorder. First he ran it forward and nodded his head. No mistake, it was gibberish. He let it run through to the end and then played it in reverse. He heard the voice speaking backward, and then Reagan's demon voice. Marin, 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 Karis, let us be, let us. English. Senseless, but still English. How on earth could she do that, Karis marveled. He listened to it all, rewound the tape and played it through again, and again, and then realized that the order of speech was inverted. He stopped the tape, rewound it, and with a pencil and a writing tablet at hand, he sat down at the desk and began to play the tape from the beginning while transcribing the words, working laboriously and long with almost constant stops and starts at the tape recorder. When finally it was done, he made another transcription on a second sheet of paper, reversing the order of the words. Then he leaned back and read it. Danger. Not yet. Something unintelligible. Will die. Little time. Now the unintelligible. Let her die. No. No, it is sweet in the body. I feel there is unintelligible. Better unintelligible than the void. I fear the priest. Give us time. Fear the priest. He is unintelligible. No, not this one. The unintelligible. The one who unintelligible. He is ill. Ah, the blood. Feel the blood. How it sings. Karis asked on the tape, who are you? With the answer, I am no one. I am no one. Then Karis, is that your name? And the answer,